Among life's deepest realizations is discovering that many things once dismissed as ordinary carried far more meaning than we understood at the time. A familiar voice, a simple question, a concern that once seemed unnecessary. And for countless people, a mother's voice is one of those forms of love fully understood only later. In younger years, recurring advice can feel exhausting. Warnings may seem excessive. Yet maturity has a way of revealing what we were once too young to understand. Some things are not repeated for lack of ideas. They are repeated from an excess of love, because a mother's concern rarely comes from fear of inconvenience. It comes from love constantly trying to arrive before pain does. A mother does not stop thinking about her child simply because years pass. A rainy evening awakens unease. A late hour raises unspoken questions. Silence lasting longer than usual can suddenly make the mind wander toward difficult possibilities. And this form of care rarely asks for recognition. What once sounded repetitive was trying to leave something lasting within you. Wisdom, protection, and strength. Because somewhere deep inside, every loving mother carries a difficult fear. One day, I may no longer be there to help you stand up again. And so reminders continue. Advice returns. Not because trust is missing, but because love is trying to leave something strong enough to hold you when her hands no longer can. Time has a way of deepening understanding through experience. The patience once received becomes clearer after responsibility enters your own life. Sacrifice begins to make sense once you carry burdens of your own. Moments once dismissed start to feel precious. And as these memories take on new meaning, the relationship with parents begins to change. There are people who would give anything to hear one more familiar reminder, one more worried question, one more honest conversation, because no one truly knows when an ordinary moment may be remembered forever. This is why being able to sit beside your mother, hear her voice, feel her warmth, or simply know she is still there, carries a depth rarely understood while such moments still feel ordinary. There is sadness in understanding too late what once stood in front of us. Yet there is also wisdom in learning to appreciate it before absence turns into regret. Because one of the deepest forms of maturity appears when a person stops hearing only the words of their parents and finally begins hearing the love that had always been behind them. Love does not always ask for grand gestures. Sometimes what matters most feels surprisingly simple. Listening with greater patience, asking questions with genuine attention, calling to remind her that her presence still matters. Because parents rarely ask for perfection. More than anything, they long to feel remembered. To know that somewhere within the life they helped shape, there is still a place for them. So if you are fortunate enough to still have your mother beside you, call her, visit her, say thank you for things that were never fully understood before. Offer patience where hurry once existed. Offer tenderness where time has created distance. Remember that the person who spent years making sure you felt safe deserves to feel your presence, warmth, and care while she is still here to receive them. Because one day, meaningful moments will become memories, and what once felt ordinary may become what we long for again.